Hello there guys! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to add a snow to your photos in Photoshop. And also we will dive deeper into adding multiple layers, creating a snow overlay by the use of noise, Gaussian blur, and levels. And also we will apply some adjustment layer just like hue and saturation and color balance. So let's get started. So here in our document, I got here an image of this woman, and yes, she is on a place that has snow on the background, but you will notice that there is no snow coming from the sky. And our goal here is to add the snow falling from the sky. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to create a new layer. So going here in the layers panel, go down here at the bottom, click on this. This is to create a new layer. So once I click that, we already have this one. And now we're going to rename this one as the snow overlay. All right. And the next step we're going to do here is we're going to add a black fill color on this layer. So to do that, selected on the snow overlay layer, I'm going to the edit here on the menu bar, select edit, then choose fill, and then for the contents, choose black. For the mode, normal, and the opacity to 100, and then select OK. And the next step we're going to do here is we're going to add a noise here. So, still selected on the snow overlay layer, I'm going to the filter, and I'm going to choose noise, select on add noise. And this dialog box will appear. For the options, we're going to set the amount to 50%. Okay, for the under the distribution, set that to Gaussian blur, and tick on the monochromatic. And once said and done, select OK. The next step we're gonna apply here on this snow overlay is the Gaussian blur. Alright, so still selected on the snow overlay, go to filter, go to blur, under blur, select on Gaussian blur. And then we're gonna set the radius into 2 pixels. And then select OK. Alright, and lastly, for the snow overlay, we're going to apply levels here. Yes. So still selected on that layer. Let's go to image. Under image, go to adjustments. Then choose levels. And this will appear. For the shadow input over here on the side, okay, let's set this one into 70. Okay, and here on the highlights, let's set this one into 85. All right, so look at that. So there are changes on it. There are white thing in there. All right, and after that, select OK. And look what happened to our image. So it's something like we just created a snow overlay there. All right, but we're not yet done there. But before we do that, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing to help YouTube algorithm show my videos to other nerds like us. So the next step we're going to do here is we're going to create a multiple duplicated layer of our snow overlay. So to do that, just press Ctrl plus J. Okay, so that's the first one. And we're going to do that again. Press Ctrl plus J for the second duplicate layer. So we're just going to create like total of 4. Okay, so that's third and that's fourth. Okay, so now we already have like 4 duplicated layer of the snow overlay with a total of 5. All right, so the next step here, okay, let's rename this one first. Okay, so this one is for the 1. So snow overlay 1. Okay. Snow overlay 2. Okay, so we're done renaming those layers. Okay, the next step we're going to do here is we're going to free transformation starting from the snow overlay 2. So I'm going to click on that. And before I do that, by the way, I'm going to hide those layers on top first, okay? So for us to see the changes on this layer. Okay, so I'm going to bring out the transformation command. So to do that, just press Ctrl plus T. Okay, now you can see that the sign that we may now already adjust this one, okay? So for the height and the width, I'm going to adjust this one into 200. Okay. And then click on it. All right. And then on the snow overlay tree, okay, click on that. Okay, so I'm going to make it visible. Click on this one. All right. Make sure that it's visible. Okay. And then also press Ctrl plus D for the transformation. This time, the snow overlay tree, I'm going to adjust the width and the height for about 300. Okay. And then tick. All right. Now done. Okay, and then for the snow overlay 4, okay, so same thing. Press Ctrl plus D for the transformation command. And now this time we're gonna set this one into 400. Okay. And lastly, for the snow overlay 5, okay, make it visible. Free transformation. And this one, set this one into 500. And then don't forget to tick. Now, the next step we're going to do here is we're going to create a folder for all the snow overlays that we just created. Click on the first layer and hold shift. And then click until to snow overlay 1. And then the snow overlay are selected. Select this one, create a new group. Now all those layers are in this group. Okay, now the next step we're going to do here is we're going to bring this down, okay, and then select again all of those snow overlays. Now I'm going to change their blend mode, all of them, with all of them selected. Go to blend mode options, and then I'm going to bring it to screen. And then when I did that, look at the image. Right now, we just created a snow on this. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. But if I'm gonna zoom this one in, okay, you can see that the small ones are so sharp that it doesn't create like a real snow. So from the snow overlay 1 and snow overlay 2, okay, so I'm going to click one of it. All right, so make this one fit as well. Okay, so selected on the snow overlay 1. Okay, I'm going to apply here Gaussian blur. So yes, go to filter with that selected, and then choose blur. Under blur, choose Gaussian blur. And then I'm gonna set the radius into 1. And then select OK. So on the snow overlay 2, click on that. So go on the filter in the menu bar, choose blur and Gaussian blur. So same, radius to 1. Now select OK. Right now I'm going to zoom this one in. Okay, now that's much better. The small ones doesn't look that sharp. Now it looks softer now. Now I'm going to hide this layer. Okay, and the next step we're gonna do here is we're going to apply a color balance. So why will we do that? Okay, because if you look at the image of this, there are parts that are yellow here. Okay, so it's something like the image lukewarm. Okay, so we're gonna change that one to a light color or to blue ones to make that looks cool. All right, so to do that, I'm going to the adjustment layer. Now I'm going to choose on color balance. Okay, and then for the cyan, I'm going to decrease that so that it will go to the light blue color. Right, so yes, -22 is fine. Okay, and also from the yellow, so that we may remove those yellow, turn it to a little bit blue. Okay, so I'm going to adjust that, going to the right and to around 30. Okay, now that looks much better now. And lastly, I'm going to add another adjustment layer here. So click on the adjustment layer and then choose on hue and saturation. Okay, because I'm gonna lessen a bit saturation here. So I'm gonna set the saturation to -20. Okay, now that's better. All right, now I may now show you the before and after. So this one is the before, and this one is the after. And that is how to add snow to your photos in Photoshop.